Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. I go by Perry Flips with a Z on Instagram, Flips and Giggles on Facebook. It's the Facebook page. Pothead Picker on X or Twitter. And now every episode is, every episode's available wherever you get podcasts, but up until recently it wasn't available on YouTube. Now you can get every episode is now available on YouTube for free. Another week of reselling. I just smoked a joint, and I haven't smoked a joint in like forever. I fucking hate the taste of a joint on my, I remember now why I stopped smoking actual weed is your mouth just tastes like shit all the fucking time. Like I feel like I just fucking ate 5 cigarettes and I smoked a joint, ugh. And it was a mystery joint. But just like that taste just lingers in your fucking mouth. It's disgusting. And it smells a lot worse too. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta go get my kid from school in like an hour. I mean, this shit will be like well out of my system in an hour. You know what I mean? Like I probably will stop feeling this in like a couple minutes. I honestly don't really know if I feel much. It just feels like different than I'm normally used to because I do the dabs. And I do the dabs with like the honey badger. I've talked about this before. So it's like it's like battery powered. So there's like no oil and fucking bullshit involved. And so yeah, I just do like a quick hit and I'm good. And like my mouth doesn't taste like shit afterwards. And I was supposed to have some weed today. I went to go to the weed store, and I think they're going to close. There's been like rumors that they're closing. They cut their hours recently. And then like they had these different promo programs that they were like almost kind of not ended, but they just like kind of made it like, almost non-existent anymore. They like phased out a lot of shit. And then like today I went there and they were fucking just closed randomly with a sign like, oh, sorry, we're closed. So I don't know. It sucks because they have the cheapest prices and like they grow their shit in town. So it's all fucking like local, fresh fucking shit. But like, they're terrible at advertising. There's no fucking signs outside. Like, there's nothing. There's no sign. It's right off the highway. There, you could see the building from the highway, and you just can't tell what it is. Like, they fucked up by by having a name without cannabis in it. Like, they didn't put the word cannabis in it. It's just the place is called Trade Routes. So, like, that could be fucking anything. So, if you're coming from the highway and you're like, oh, I want a place where I can just jump off the highway and get weed, it's right fucking there. But nobody knows that it's a weed place. Like, if you Google it, yeah, you're going to fucking find out. But not everybody is that slick, you know what I mean? Some people just are like, oh, I'm driving, I see a weed place, I'll jump off. And so that's why I didn't have any actual weed today, but I had a joint. And I don't smoke joints, but this joint was gifted to my buddy. So we went out the other night. I'll get into that in a little bit. And this joint was gifted to my friend that was in town, my friend Jacob. We just did the last podcast together. So it was gifted to him, and he forgot about it. It was like in one of his old packs of cigarettes, and so he forgot about it. And he getting ready to take him to the airport. And he's like going through his shit, and he found it. He's like, "Oh, I can't take this." So I was like, "All right, well, I guess I'll take it." And I ran out of weed today, and that was all I had. I wasn't even gonna smoke before this podcast, but I was like, you know what? I need a couple things. I hadn't really come up with any topics. We just did a podcast like Friday. I did one Monday, then Friday. And so now it's like another week has gone by, and I got to get better at like writing shit down. A lot of times I'm just driving. I'm like, oh, I got an idea that I want to put down for this podcast, and then I put it down, and sometimes I just forget because I'm like not, So I try to sit down for a little bit and kind of brainstorm and see what I was going to talk about for this episode. And yeah. So I was just like, oh, I'll smoke a fucking joint for a little bit and see. And it was gifted to us. So I was like, this thing could be like, who knows what's in it? You know what I mean? So I took like the first hit and was like, it doesn't taste off. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I just don't understand why somebody would lace a joint and then give it out. I don't think that that's actually a thing that happens. I think that's like a fear that we were told would happen back in the day. And like, we just kind of went with it. People used to say shit like before the internet and stuff, before Google or whatever. You could just say shit and nobody would fucking question. Like, oh yeah, this is 100% true. Yeah, I read it somewhere. You know what I mean? My mom's a big one with that one. I read this fact somewhere. Like, okay. But back in the day, yeah, you could just say whatever the fuck you want, and nobody could call you on it because you'd be like, oh, well, I guess he's right. I don't even know where I was going with that. But yeah, it sucks that this weed sore's closing, man. Like, I just, they're the cheapest ones, and they have the best product. You would think that would win out, but you just can't. I feel like this is like an analogy or a metaphor, analogy, simile, whatever, one of those two. I feel like it's a metaphor for my my podcast. You know what I mean? Like, I'm watching this weed business fail because they didn't have any marketing. Meanwhile, I don't market my podcast at all. I'm like, yeah, they should have been better at marketing. Yeah. So anyway, I need it to be yard sale season. It's like right fucking there. Every week I'm like expecting there to be more and more sales, and it's just not. And it's like you go and you got to fucking compete with everybody. And I got to a sale yesterday and I was like 7 minutes past their opening because I had to take my daughter to school. And so like I was like, all right, well, fuck it. There's nothing I really want here. But it was kind of a long drive. It was like a 35-minute drive there. And I was like, oh, it'll be, an hour there, hour back, whatever. And we're not really doing shit. It was my old hometown where I fucking grew up, ghetto boogie down Brockton. And it was posted like a few hours prior to when I saw it. So I was like, oh, this is posted late. And it was for like a Wednesday, middle of the week. You know what I mean? They had just posted it on Craigslist. So I don't know. They might have posted it on Facebook or something somewhere. And so I got there like 7 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes after the sale had started. And a guy I know that I run into all the time, he was there. He said they just let him in and shit. He's like, there wasn't much stuff. And there's a couple things he got that I would have probably got if I was there earlier. But, what are you going to do? It was kind of like the basement looked like it was promising. There's a lot of like clothes everywhere, but they weren't. It was just bullshit clothes. And like, yeah, I guess I was talking to the other guy that I know, and he was saying that the guy, like, he's like, yeah, they had some nice jerseys and stuff that I was wanting to buy. And, as soon as I grabbed them, the guy who was working the sale was like, oh, those aren't for sale. So I was like, oh, it's one of those situations. And the guy was actually downstairs, and he heard him say that, which was kind of funny. He was like, oh yeah, we gave up these people, like, it was like his niece or nephew or somebody in the family, like, we gave them 9 months to clean out. And then they called us last night because they saw the ad, and we're like, oh, you better not sell that stuff. It's like, nah, I would have fucking sold it. You know what I mean? I gave you fucking time to come get your shit. Come get it now if you want it. I told them I was like, well, you tell them they better get there early for the sale if they want that shit, because it's going to be other people competing for it. But of course, no, he was like, no, I'm just going to take it. He didn't do any of that shit to me, because that shit annoys me when you go to an estate sale and it's like, you had this sale set up and left this shit here. Like, if this was in the pictures, I would have been even more mad. You know what I mean? You took pictures of something and like it wasn't there. But luckily that shit didn't involve me. I didn't have to get annoyed. I just was like, oh yeah, whatever. So got a couple things. I got a couple books just to kind of hopefully pay for my gas. But yeah, it was it was like one of those middle of the week. You're like, fuck man, I gotta go. And so I just went. I wasn't really expecting much, honestly. But yeah, that other dude I keep seeing everywhere. I'm like, dude, I thought you have a fucking job. Like, where are these fucking part-time resellers who have jobs? It seems like they have more time than me somehow to go out sourcing. I'm like, how the fuck do you have more time than me? I'm just home with my fucking kids. And somehow you have a full job. Like, his kids are older, but it's like, you got a full job and you're still fucking going to midweek sales in the morning. Like, so I don't know. Maybe he goes there and then goes to work. Who knows? Who fucking knows? I'm just tired of having to compete with a million people for like scraps. And I know I don't have to. There's other like routes. There's like, storage wars and storage units or whatever. Actually, I need to check on a storage unit. There was a couple storage units that I was looking into. So I'm kind of hoping, I forgot about them. I'm hoping that I think it was like 3 days, so that tomorrow would be the last day. So if there's like not really any cool things, I'm going through them, getting ready to put all my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles together, but to get some cash. That's where I was going with that. I'm just trying to see if this sale is still going. Oh yeah, so tomorrow there's a few closing tomorrow. There's like 5 or 6 that are closing tomorrow that are like jam packed and they're in the same town as me. So I don't know. We'll see. I might try to make a run on one of those. Just see the cheapest one. Just whatever one ends up being the cheapest. So I don't know. I might look through them later and put a bid on one of them just to try to get like the high bid tonight and discourage somebody else from, bidding. But it never works. I always end up fucking disappointed that I didn't get a storage unit. I haven't got a storage unit this year. I usually have at least 2 to 3 each year. I didn't get, maybe it was the last year or the end of the year. I don't remember. I'm getting a phone call right now. I don't know who this is. I'll let it ring. Hoping it's not the school. I don't think so. It's not my school's address or their number, so I think I should be all right. And if it was, I'm pretty sure they'll leave a message. So just keep an eye on that. The number looks familiar, but I don't know what it's from. So I don't know. We'll see. They'll leave a message. Anyway, yeah, dude, storage units, like I said, it's been difficult. I feel like every week I just bitch. Like the off season of this show is just me bitching every week about yard sale season. Once yard sale season's here, I feel like this podcast is fucking easy. You know what I mean? That's like 30% of the podcast at that point is like me just recapping the sales I went to. There's no sales. There's nothing for me to recap. There is not this week. I think it's next week. Because this week is Easter. So that's the other thing is like Easter's this weekend. So like there's really not a ton of sales on a holiday weekend like that because Easter falls on Sunday. So we'll see. I don't know. I just wish that like the weather would be better and there was just like 50 sales everywhere. Like my area, when I go to other places and I pull up like the yard sale treasure map, which I don't usually typically use too much around here just because I do check it, but it's like a lot of the sales that are on there are just like I've already seen them. You know what I mean? It's not anything I haven't seen. But when I go to other places, it's just like you pull up their treasure map or you pull up whatever, and it's just fucking red dots everywhere. And you go to where I live, and it's just there's no fucking dots anywhere. So like the fact that I'm able to do this for so long is pretty wild. I didn't put any posts out buying shit or anything like that. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, I got some free shit that I sold and it's getting there. You know, I've still got a couple like little things here and there, but everything I'm getting, I'm listing right away. So I'm just hoping that, at some point I just get like a big bulk buy. Like I need a big bulk buy the first couple days of yard sales. Like here's the thing is like when you get into the beginning of yard sale season, a lot of times like early on in the season, you get like the really early sales. Like mine was like in March. So those are like, typically resellers, but then like the early sales, the next wave of early sales, I feel like that's where you can find some like good shit. Those are the people that are like desperate to get their shit out of the house. They're like we got to get it going before the summer hits. Like just clean it out, fucking finish it up, spring cleaning, boom, 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 and they just get all the shit out, and then they move on to the next thing. But then there's the other sales like that happen. I think later in the season, they typically are like resellers and like, not necessarily the people that are like crazy looking forward to getting rid of their shit. And don't get me wrong, you still find good sales. It's just an observation. That's all. Just making observations here. That's what I don't get paid to do. Is to not have an opinion. So yeah. I don't even, well, there's like 2 sales that I'm on. Hold on, they left me a message. What the, huh? All right, hold on, let me pause this and see what this says. Okay, I'm back. It was just, I was looking at that voicemail I got. I was like, what the fuck? It didn't make any sense because you know how you can read them? So I read it, but it cut off like half of the voicemail, so it didn't make any sense. It was my eyeglass. Or my optometrist appointment. I can get my eyes checked. I had to go every year. I have my eyes checked. I need new glasses. I need new fucking sunglasses bad. I wear prescription sunglasses and they're all scratched to shit. And my regular glasses are just always dirty. If you have kids, your glasses, and you wear glasses regularly, your shit's always dirty. Constantly touching my fucking lenses. Like, they'll just grab them off my face. They're just like shove shit into my face so that it just gets on it. But yeah, it's a lot. Anyway, so yeah, eBay's been slow. But again, that's kind of like, this is kind of the time of year that it is slow for me. I'm just kind of, there's not really a ton of stuff that I'm listing that I'm super excited about, that I have like, you know, all the stuff that was like, I was super jazzed and pumped to fucking put up has already been done. So now at this point, it's just like the stuff that I'm like forcing myself to list. That's why I just started going through those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I was like, I've got like tons of them. Not tons, but I probably got like 80 of them. Or I just would like grab them from yard sales for cheap. Like I probably have like $30, if that, into them. Like it's probably not even that much. And just anytime I just grab them, throw them in my bin, and the bin is like overflowing. And I keep some of them. Like I have a display of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's like probably my all-time like favorite fucking toys. It's just what I grew up playing. Like those and like the Star Wars toys were like what I played with a lot when I was younger. Like the 90s Star Wars, not like the old ones, the shitty 90s ones. They're not shitty to me, but like to value wise, yeah, they're not really worth the time and effort unless you can get a big bulk price on a bunch of them. And yeah, so I just started going through all those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I was like, oh, I'll just sell those. It's like a huge lot on Facebook, so I'm hoping that sells pretty quick. I got all that free shit like a couple weeks ago. I sold the espresso maker, one of the espresso makers, like the bigger one, for like $600. And then I sold another thing from there for like $200. I'm going to take the scale to the recycling place and hope that they will take it and pay me for it. Just get that out of there. And then, yeah, I got vacation coming up this week. Kids vacation, not any vacation I'm going on. We just got back from our road trip vacation, which is like, let's be real, if you're a parent, it's not really a vacation. Wait, is my fucking kid awake? I thought she was asleep. I don't know. She's got to be sleeping. She's been laying down for a hot minute, but I just saw her book like get flung. So I don't know. Maybe she just was moving the book. I don't know. She sleeps in like a pile of fucking books. My kid like can't sleep in her bed without a million books and a million stuffed animals. And then half the time she takes them and throws them out onto the floor. And so like she wakes up with nothing in her bed that we left her with. Even though in order to go to bed, she needed to have all this fucking shit in the bed. So it is what it is. She's our fucking little feral child. What the fuck was I just talking about? I just completely derailed myself. Yeah, I don't know. Just move on, I guess. So, oh yeah, I was just talking about how I'm like kind of going through like whatever stuff I have left. So yeah, I've decided, like, I started taking like making a bin of vintage toys, because I have so many just like random figures that I'm like, oh, usually what I do is I take them and I throw them in a bin and I'll sell them at the yard sale. But I only ever get like $25 to $50 max on those bins. So I feel like I could get a little bit more if I start doing those types of toys and like the whatnot, just like, you know, cheap toys that, you know, might not necessarily go for a bunch on eBay. But if I'm telling me, oh, kid, like, you know, it's just something quick and easy that I can flip. Ooh, I got the CBD on my traps right now. I put some CBD Dragon Bomb. I don't know if you've ever used that shit. This is not an advertisement, but I don't even think it's a brand. Don't even think I said the brand. I just said Dragon Bomb. It's like eucalyptus, I think, and CBD. And like, man, you put that shit on. It's really like it really works well when you do it. Like it works fine when you just do it regularly, but if you do it before you get in the shower, you put like some CBD with the Dragon Balm on your back or your knees or whatever, and you take a shower, then you get out and it's like you just have fucking icy hot all over your body. It's so fucking nice. And it just feels like, it just feels good. It's just, I like, my neck was kind of stiff earlier. Now it's just like feeling really good. So yeah. I've had like there was like 2 extremely low ball offers on eBay in a matter of like a few hours the other day on like kind of similar items. I don't remember what the items were, but they were just like 2. And one of them I sold like for full price the next day. I was asking a ton for these items. Like one person sent me an offer of $1 and then the other sent me an offer of $5. I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking, dude? Like, just wasting your time and my time and trying to annoy me? Like, what? Well, I have it listed at $50 and you're going to offer me $5? Like, what do you think is going to happen? I'm not going to accept that. But yeah, I've got like another couple jackets and stuff that need to get listed, and yeah, I'm just ready to be on to being overwhelmed. I want to be to the point where I have too much stuff and my wife's telling me to stop buying. That's the point I want to get to again, because that's where I get in like the middle of the summer. I'm just like, there's so many sales. It's like, even though I'm bitching that there's not that many sales, there's sales to find. You can always find a good deal. But yeah, and it's annoying in my neighborhood now, in like my area, you have to send people messages. Even if I don't expect them to answer, I just have to send them a message now just to make sure, like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, hey, I'm interested in this, this, and this. Like, is it possible to come take a look early? I'll say something like that. And then if they say no, then it's like, all right, well, maybe they didn't let anybody else look. So it just gets like, I know that people do that because whenever I post my sale, somebody always immediately hits me up like asking if they can come to buy this or this or this, And so I'm just hoping that doesn't start happening. That somebody starts hitting me up. So anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought there at the end. Honestly, I was having a thought, and then do you ever do that thing where you just like start thinking about something else while you're talking? I don't even know how I do it sometimes. I don't think that I was saying anything groundbreaking or anything like that. New Fantastic Four trailer came out today. That looks fucking interesting. It looks interesting. I've never been like a huge Fantastic Four person. I liked that the first movies, not the first movies, but the one with like Chris Evans and Jessica Alba came out when I was like high school age, maybe earlier. So I liked those movies. I wasn't big into them, but I did enjoy them. I think I had a copy at home somewhere. And so yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. The Last of Us just started, the new show, or the second season of the show, and it's hard. I know it's like beating a dead horse talking about the way the girl looks. It's not that somebody posted online like, oh, this girl looks like, like they make fun of the way she looks, which is kind of fucked up. But like, I do get what they're saying when they're like, yeah, she looks too young to be like this person. Do you know what I mean? Like, she just doesn't look like she fits the part. And the story so far is like, all right, I get it. You're adding some shit, taking some liberties. But like, yeah, they did an episode last season. It was like the entire episode, they took a character who was like, he was gay in the game. They don't really say if he's gay or not. They just say he's got like a guy that he's like, he doesn't say like lover. He just says like his whatever, but it's implied that they're gay. In the game, and then in the show they like turned it into like an hour fucking love story, like a gay dude love story, which is again fine. That's 100% fine. I don't give a fuck about that. But that's not the game, and that's not the show. You know what I mean? Like in the game, it's one of the most fun parts of the game, and where you have to like sneak through this neighborhood to get these things, and like the showrunner was like, yeah, some stuff just doesn't work for like in the game to the show, and it's like that would have been perfect for the show. Like, yeah, the episode you did was cool. It was like fun. It was heartwarming, but it wasn't it was completely takes you out. It had nothing to do to move the story along. It had nothing to do with like really anything at all. They really didn't have to even like include it. It was just like a random fucking, they like took super artistic liberties for no fucking reason other than to put in some cool gay shit. But like, that's fine. Again, that's 100% fine, but it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. You can like define it. You could say this, that, and the other, and call people homophobes, and it just, for that show, that like it just didn't make sense. It took me out of the show. And now the new one, like she's supposed to be going up against this chick who's supposed to be jacked, and they're like, yeah, we weren't gonna have her like gain 40 pounds of muscle to do that part. It's like, well, isn't that what fucking actors do? Like, when did this become like actors like don't want to do shit anymore? It's like, that's the whole thing. That's the whole reason you get paid all this fucking money, is to put up with this nonsense. And if you're not going to do that, why are they still getting so much money? I don't think they can't be getting that much money anymore. I'm sure some of them do, but like your average actor probably isn't making a shitload of money, especially if they're not going to do shit like that, you know? They're not going to take one for the team. I don't know why I started talking about that, but so yeah, we had some friends in town this past weekend. That's always fun. Did the podcast. You heard it. I actually haven't gone back and listened to it. Normally we go back and listen to it, but we both kind of forgot we did it. I'm gonna see if he listened to it. I don't think we said anything inappropriate. I think that one was like more calm than the first one. Like the first one, I think we were fucking wasted. This one we were kind of drunk. But like we kind of started drinking like when we were recording. And again, I'm not a huge drinker. I drank last week, the weekend before they came out, to try to build my tolerance up a little bit, which didn't really help. It was like one day, what day was it? It was like Saturday, I think. We finally got to go out, and I had been like drinking since, I don't know. We got up in the morning, we went to breakfast. I had like a Bloody Mary at breakfast, and then, we didn't even go somewhere. We had breakfast at the house. Had a Bloody Mary at breakfast, and then we went to, where the fuck did we go? Then we went to Bloody Mary at breakfast, and then we went somewhere else. Back to the house, I had like just kind of chilled out, you know. I had like a beer here, beer there. And then it got to dinner time. I had like some wine with dinner. It was just like one of those days where I was having a couple of drinks and I'd stop, a couple of drinks and I'd stop. And then finally, like, it's like the end of the night and we get back and I'm sitting on the table and like, I felt like I was good. And then all of a sudden a wave of just like shitty feeling came over me. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to fucking puke to get this fucking evil out of me. And so I like, you know, waited for a bit. And then went into the bathroom and laid down, like, not even laid down, just got on my knees, like, ready to accept my fate. And fucking finally, like, puked. And it was just like, well, it was hot. And it was like fucking tomato juice. And yeah, it was not good. It was like one of those, you know, I'm never drinking again scenarios, is what I said until the next day. And but again, I'm not like a huge drinker. Like, I probably won't drink again for like a couple weeks anymore. But like, yeah, the idea that every time I do drink, I think I can drink like I did before, and I just can't. I mean, that day I thought I was doing well because I was drinking water, and you know, I was out with friends. I was eating. I had a big dinner. I made like steaks with fucking bunch of shit, so we ate a bunch of shit. But then it just, you know, at some point in the night, it just crept up and just fucking hit me. So yeah, I might do like 45 minutes today just because I don't have a ton of time today. And let's see. Oh, I have an update on the uncomfortable post office. Oh man, I wish that hot chick would come back. She's gone, apparently. I don't know. She was there like randomly one day, and it was this guy who's there. He's like an older dude. He's cool. He's fucking very friendly and professional. But when he's not there, it's like this fucking young dude he's such a fucking dork. That's the guy who's crying over his Legos. And literally every fucking time I go in there, he's got some fucking nonsense to talk about. So I go in there the other day, and he's telling me about how the post office is haunted. He's like, yeah, I go over there and I hear banging, dude. He's banging, and he's like, I hear this, I hear that. And he's like, I go down to the basement, it's like 32 degrees, and I can see my breath, and it feels like the walls are closing in. He's like going on this whole fucking long thing. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, man, good luck. He's like, yeah, I'll need it. I'm just like, why does this guy feel compelled to tell me like his entire story if it's more like every fucking time I come in? And I get it, you're trying to be friendly, whatever. But this guy is just, he makes it uncomfortable every time. This is the same guy who's like, I need to quit my fucking job and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I don't have a problem. It's just very uncomfortable. It's just like, why? I'd rather just go to the other fucking post office and have to deal with his nonsense. He broke my R2D2 Legos. And then we found a bar while my friends were in town that was, it was like an arcade bar. It was pretty sick, except for like a lot of the machines would fucking not work, and you'd have to like go get the guy like, this thing just ate my coins, and then spent half the time tracking down the employees to fucking get them to fix the shit. I'm sure it's worse at night when everybody's fucking hammered, because at like 8 p.m. on, there's no children. So it's probably fucking for the best. The fuck was I just talking about? 8 p.m. on, there's no children. Oh yeah, the arcade. Yeah, they're building one here soon where I live. That's going to be sick. Hopefully it's a lot like newer and updated. Well, the problem with it too is like you're using old, arcade systems, so it's like trying to get them to work. It's like whatever. I've got a return on its way today. I don't know if it's here or not, but this person, they bought a sweater, and I put pictures of the measurements in every listing, and I checked, and sure enough, the pictures of the measurements are there. But they returned it like the second it was delivered. It was like, you've got to return. So I'm like, oh, okay. So what I assume happened, that was on Monday of last week. So what I assume happened was they got it on Monday. They were like, oh, I'll wear it for this weekend, and then I'll return it over the weekend. And then boom, I'll get to basically use a sweater, rent a sweater, and send it back. So that should be coming today. But I'm probably going to refund them like half of the money. Only half of the money, because they almost like, I'm not saying I'm going to, I'm assuming I'm going to, because they almost always get returned, and they don't wash them because they're like, oh, I don't want you to know that I used it, but they'll wear fragrances and shit. So like you'll be able to tell when somebody wears your shit, because it's like, oh, it smells like somebody was wearing it. So I always just, hit them with the return fee or whatnot, to be like, you fucking wore it, you're going to pay for some of it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, you could kind of tell. You can tell if it's been worn or if it's just like, it's just very like, kind of obvious when you get the item, start the return immediately, and then you start the return immediately, and then you ship it back like a week later, on a Monday after the weekend. It's a little suspicious, So we'll see. Hopefully it's not a huge issue, and hopefully I get to keep my fucking money. But probably not. Probably have to give it back. But we'll see. Oh yeah, so we had a night out with the kids. My mom doesn't really watch the kids too often. I mean, she does, like when I go to yard sales and shit, but for like an extensive length of time and at night, and there's a lot of variables that we have to consider when we ask her to fucking watch the kids. It's a huge pain in the ass. So I asked her if she would do it for us to go out with the kids on Saturday, because we had friends in town, and so she agreed that it would be fine. And so we ended up going out, went to like a bowling. It was like pool hall which I suck at pool. So I was like, I played for a minute and I was like, I'm done. Jacob always makes me try to play fucking pool, and I fucking suck at it. And I used to be good at it. I used to be good at pool because I used to play like every Thursday, and I could actually like make shots and like do different this shit, and like I learned and was better than I am now. And now I just don't play, and I don't really care. And I don't, like, if I'm at the bar, I'm like, I don't want to have to like focus on doing this. Let's just fucking bullshit, people watch. Oh shit, I just dropped my fucking thing. Hold on. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Sorry for that if that fucked up your ears. So yeah, it's just I'm not a huge fan of pool. So we went there, and then there was another bar like in the area that we usually go whenever we have a night out, and they do like live music, and there's like, some tables and some the bar and shit, and like it's a good place to hang. And yeah, every time we go there, we have a good time. There's like a live band, and it's usually fucking hot chicks running around, so you have something to look at while you're there. Your girlfriend's on the dance floor, you're like, yeah. Your girlfriend, your wife, whatever, you're just like, yeah. I'm not a big dancer. I danced when I like tried to get my wife, but now I don't really need to dance. I dance every once in a while. If she comes over and asks me to dance, I dance. But she doesn't ask me to dance because she thinks I'm a terrible dancer. So she's like, yeah, you're on your own. You go dance over there and watch me. Make sure nobody spikes my drink. Oh yeah, so I had feedback removed. That was fucking interesting. So I've had a couple, I had this. Oh, is that my mom walking by? Oh yeah, it is. She's not gonna come over here. I thought she was coming over here, but she's going to do something. So I had this like a flannel shirt. It's like a button-up shirt. And I took pictures of it, whatever. It was kind of like they were in with a bunch of stuff I got. And so it was like kind of a little dusty. So I kind of gave it like a gentle hand wash. And then, but laid them out, whatever. But I took measurements of everything. And they were the same size. Like nothing shrank. Like I could tell because I was only kind of spot cleaning them. Like I wasn't like fully submitting them in the water. So it was like they kind of got spot cleaned. And this person's like, yeah, these have been washed in hot water. You can tell, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And I'm like, no, they haven't. There's like a couple spots that were gently cleaned or whatever. So I go, you can return it, like, if you're unhappy with it. But it was like the measurements were in the picture. Like the measurements are still accurate, and like the picture still shows the accurate things. And so I was like, yeah, but you're more than welcome to return it. I have no problem with that, whatever. And they were just like, didn't do it. And then they left positive feedback with like a negative comment, which eBay they'll remove the negative comment, but they'll leave like the positive feedback. So it's kind of nice. You get the positive without the negative, and then you get like, it just makes it a little easier. Knowing that, that you can you have that ace in your fucking back pocket at any time. So they ended up removing it because they say it's confusing. The feedback's confusing to the buyer. So if you ever get feedback that's a positive feedback with a negative comment, they'll remove the negative comment and just leave the positive, which is kind of nice. You'd think they just remove the whole thing, but sometimes eBay surprises me every once in a while. I'm still so mad. Yeah, I drove to that estate sale, and then I drove that same day, the midweek one. That same day, there was like a free pile, which had some decent stuff, but I had to go there like after dance class, so I had to drop my daughter back off at home and then go over there. And by the time I got there, the shit I wanted was gone. I got a couple things, but it wasn't really anything worth making that long ass fucking trek for. It was very long, very much a long fucking ride. Oh yeah, so earlier, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I'm gonna go to that estate sale, it'll be quick. It's 35 minutes there, 35 back, so it'll be fucking, just over an hour. And then there was an accident. It said, well, that's the thing. They said it was an accident, and there was a bunch of traffic, but it didn't look like there was any accident anywhere. It was very bizarre. It was like you couldn't see anybody anywhere. So, yeah, it is what it is. Yes, I was talking about the extremely low offers. Oh yeah, so speaking of traffic, yeah, and so I don't know if anybody deals with this anywhere, but like there's certain times there shouldn't be any fucking traffic, and one of the things is like the zipper merging. I don't understand why people can't figure that out. Like one person goes, then the next person goes, then the next person goes, then the next person goes. There was a few situations this weekend where we're sitting in traffic. The whole right lane was open and people were trying to get over immediately. It's like, this is why there's fucking traffic, because everybody's just so afraid that they're like going to cut somebody off and somebody's going to be annoyed at them cutting them off. But you're not cutting people off. You're driving the way you're supposed to. So you're not supposed to, like, if the right lane is merging over and it's merging like 2 miles ahead, you don't immediately start merging. You drive the fucking 2 miles and then you start merging when it's, clear to do so. But you don't fucking just wait. You don't do it immediately. Like, this person was just slammed on their brakes. I had to go around them. Like, there's plenty of space to go around them and stay in the right lane. And they just sat there and like got into that lane. It's like, are you afraid of offending these people? Like, I'm going to get there first. It's a matter of keeping the traffic, the flow moving. And you don't just stop and fucking get over just because the lane is ending in fucking a mile. You got to start to get over slowly, like on your way over there. You don't just fucking leave a whole lane open. It's craziness. And so, like, I did it, and of course I was the leader, and everybody started following me, and it was like, all right, I feel validated now. I feel like I know what I'm doing. And then finally, I'll talk about this, and then we'll just wrap it up, just because I don't have a ton of time. But yeah, I went to I got a letter a little while back. And it was the letter that everybody, like, not dreads, but it was a jury duty letter. And I was like, oh, well, first I was like, I'm just going to throw this away and pretend I don't see it. But they're like, oh, we can hit you with a $2,000 fine. And I have that other traffic ticket that I'm trying to contest. So I'm like, I guarantee you this is going to fuck with this if I don't show up. So finally, I get like another reminder, and it's got like a postcard that I can send back. So I'm like, all right, I'll just send this postcard back. It'll say like, this is my, I'm disqualified. It's basically, it said on the website I was disqualified. If you go to the website, it says two different things. So if the website says if you live in a different judiciary county, or it doesn't even say county, it just says a different district, then you're disqualified. And so I called them to say that because I still got the reminder back. I'm like, yeah, it says on your website, like, if I live in a different district, then I should be disqualified. And like, obviously the lady's like, just trying to do her job or whatever. So I wasn't trying to be a dick to her, but she was being such a cunt from like the jump. She's just like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm like, well, I'm telling you, like, on the website, this is what it says. Based on the website, I should be disqualified. She kept going, well, which county do you live in? And I go, I live in this county, but that's not what it says on the website. Like, I'm telling you what, I'm reading it from the website right now. And it says that I should be disqualified for this. Like, she's like, I don't know what you're even talking about. I'm like, I'm on the website, the government website, where your information is posted. And that's one of the reasons that are on there is that I live in a different district than I've been summoned to. And she just was like, not either understanding. So it got to the point, like, I probably was being short. This is another one of those situations where I'm like, I'll go ahead and say I was probably in the wrong. But this time I don't think I was in the wrong. I was just kind of giving it back to her the way she was giving it to me. Like, I wasn't trying to have attitude. Like, I understand how this fucking process works. Like, and then she's like, well, you could do this, da, 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 da. And she's just giving me shit the whole time. So then she goes, sir, a little respect would go a long way. And I go, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're referring to, but like, I'm trying to get this done. Like, obviously it's a frustrating situation. I'm not cursing at you, swearing at you, so I'm just not sure what you're talking about. And she's like, well, just like, you've been a little, or what did she say? She was like, oh, it's been borderline harassment. And I go, harassment? I'm like, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm like, I'm trying to get this done, and can I escalate to a manager, but something, whatever. She goes, you seem like a real helpful and happy person today. And I'm just, I'm just like, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, ma'am, I'm sorry you feel that way. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, if I've been short, like, yeah, whatever. This is frustrating. But like, what are you? And she's like, you know, you need to call back. I was like, all right, lady, fucking dumbass. So I just hung up, called back. The next lady was super chill, like super cool. Got it done. Like, you know, I wasn't going to ask her the same thing. Like, obviously, I know the answer now. But at the same time, I was trying to get, like, my shit done. Because she was like, oh, I can switch your date for you. So I was like, oh, can you switch it, the date, blah, blah, blah. And so the other lady's like, well, what you should do is call back the day before, find out if it's canceled. And then if it's canceled, then you can fucking then call back and tell us you don't have childcare. It's like, oh, well, that makes a lot more sense rather than this having a whole argument with somebody who's just trying to figure this shit out. Like, it's customer service lately. I know I've fucking railed against it before, but oh my goodness, the customer service in this fucking country these days is like, it's ridiculous. You'd say anything to them and they're like, this is harassment? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? If it's harassment, put me on with your manager then. Like, you won't do that because you know you're fucking wrong, you dumb bitch. And that's why I don't swear, because they can never say that. Like, they can't say shit. I was borderline gaslighting her because I knew I was being short with her. But, like, she was also giving me the attitude first. So I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like, I've not cursed at you. I've not yelled at you. I've not, like, and she, yeah. Just get frustrated. Like, oh, fuck. Anyway, all right, that's the podcast. I got to wrap it up today because I've got a bunch more shit to do. If you like the show, subscribe and like. It helps me out. Go follow on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Check it out. I'll be back again with another podcast next week, and hopefully I've got a little bit more to talk about. I'll try to get a little bit more prepared too. I just didn't have time. We had our friends in from out of town, which was a great time. Anytime our friends come, we have a good time with them. We love them very much. Yeah, I don't think there was any other stories. Oh yeah, so I'll tell you a quick embarrassing story. The night that we went out, we got back like right before I started to feel like shit. I swear this is why I felt like shit, because I got like so embarrassed. And my friend Jacob's son was over, and he kept fucking. This shit was like lightweight, kind of annoying. Not like he wasn't annoying, but was annoyed that I didn't know that you could do this, and I was annoyed that I've had it on this long and I didn't shut it off. And so he was like taking over my Spotify jam or whatever the fuck it's called. So he was like taking over for me. And I didn't know you could do that shit. I turned it off. I finally fucking turned it off because I don't want people fucking touching my shit. So the first like 3 days he was here, I was just letting him use the music. So I was like, whatever, dude. Like, you're young. You can fucking put on the music. So that night I was drunk and I'm like, I want my fucking music on. Like, I'm putting my shit on. And so he kept taking over it. And I didn't know he was doing that. And I didn't even know that you could fucking do it. And so at one point he was like, you know, rapping along to one of the songs. And I whispered to his mom, I was like, oh, when your son raps the words, the songs I put on, it validates me as a music connoisseur or whatever. And he just kind of got a shit-eating smirk on his face. And he was like, I cued that one. And I was like fucking around, but I was kind of mad. I was like, all right, I'm fucking kicking you off. So I kicked him off the fucking Spotify for the rest of the time he was there. And I was like, you're done picking shit. And then his dad did it too. I was like, what the fuck? Both of you motherfuckers are doing this shit. So I fucking shut it down. I kicked him off. And then like 5 minutes later, I got like super sick and ended up puking like after that. Same night. So anyway, it is what it is. That's the podcast. I'll check in next week. And hopefully you guys have a good week in sourcing. Hopefully I find some sales and we can get it done. Get this paper, baby.